Hello. Good morning. Fancy meeting you here. Welcome to the beautiful, shockingly sunny and bright English morning in front of the rarely seen gray couch. If you've been with me for a while, it still lives. Just lumpier than ever. Anywho, this video is gonna be a mess. And if you are into that kind of thing, I hope you'll join me. So what are we doing? Well, we are talking. I have just turned 31. I know. Feels weird saying it out loud. And I've actually been brainstorming just kind of like life stuff. Reflecting on this life, reflecting on the last so many years. It's a lot. Anyway, this video is going to be very much a stream of conscious video. If you don't like that kind of thing, no worries. I hope to see you back here next week. But if you are ready for a ramble, I hope you have a drink. There's literally a binman outside, if you can hear that. And have a seat, get comfortable, let's chat. I was kind of thinking of doing, you know how some people do like X amount of lessons I've learned turning blah. I was kind of thinking about something like that, or maybe like my favorite moments from the last year or something. And I didn't really get anywhere with that. So we're just going to talk about things that did come out of this brain. I think one of the most influential and important things that I've learned in the last few years and that I've incorporated into my life in the last few years is that everything can be a learning experience if you let it. It seems kind of silly saying that out loud, but honestly, this has been one of the things that has made the largest impact to be able to look at situations, even really negative, horrible, traumatic situations that I've been through, and be able to be like, okay, so pause. What can I learn from this? And it makes me feel so much more empowered. I don't feel like I'm a victim or I'm passive in this life and everything just happens to me and woe is me. It's like, no, actually, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? How can I perhaps avoid this situation in the future? Or if it is going to happen, because that's just life and it is going to happen, what can I do differently to make it better? And in a way, this mindset makes that terrible situation ever so slightly less bad. Whether that's relationships, friendships, traumas, deaths, to less big things like a bad day at work, an embarrassing moment at the gym. Like, it can be applied to anything, and this has just kind of been the thing that's been floating around my brain the most. That's like the biggest thing that I want to put forward and continue doing. Everything is a learning experience, only if you let it be. There is always something to be gained if you look for it. That's probably so basic and so obvious, but honestly, it's been life-changing to me. So in case nobody's told you that before, there it is. Hi, welcome over here. Sitting on the ground hurts my back. Welcome to 31. I think something else that has kind of cropped up when I've been thinking about this video, wow, it is so bright. One thing that's kind of popped up when I've been thinking about, what do I want to talk about? What's something that's been part of my life or important or influential or whatever? And a large part of that has to do with YouTube, which perhaps is a little bit different. Maybe not everybody is documenting their life online, but it has been a huge part of my life, especially for the last, how long have I been making videos? 6 or 7 years? I have something stupid like 400 and something videos documenting my life here in England as a foreigner, my opinions, my experiences, just really myself. And with that comes some less than desirable experiences. Some really great ones, which we will touch on, but also we can't ignore the bad, the bad side of putting yourself online out there for strangers to judge you. And they do, my God, they love to. Naively, I was very surprised at how angry my silly little videos made some people. The whole point of this channel was I wanted to sort of document, it's kind of like a digital scrapbook. like an online journal to document my life here and my opinions and how those opinions have changed and how I have changed. And it's just supposed to be extremely lighthearted, a bit silly, easy viewing, right? So maybe if someone was having a bad day, they could come home and they could watch me taste test weird crisps and life would be simple for 10 minutes. And naively, I was really surprised at how vicious some people could be. And of course this still happens, but I think it was really surprising early on. And honestly, for the first couple of years, it was surprising, you know, getting emails or comments from people saying that I'm fat, that I'm stupid, that I'm wrong, and here's why, that I'm annoying, that I'm a brat, that I'm stupid, like just kind of any adjective you can think of. And why don't you go back to where you came from? We don't want you. And it's on a video of me like talking about my opinions on British humor. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just surprising. And for a long time, I don't think I fully appreciated how much that was actually affecting me and how harmful that actually was for me as a person, right? To be told that you or your opinion or your body or something from a stranger, like it's kind of hard to explain. And as a recovering people pleaser, I have learned very, very slowly the hard way that being true to myself is so much more important than people liking me. What a relief. Sorry, my coffee's gonna get cold, one sec. And I don't think this is just for people documenting themselves on YouTube. I think this goes for everybody, right? Being true to who you are as a person, as an individual, is so much more important than trying to please everyone around you. Trying to change elements of yourself to be more appealing to someone. It's just not worth it. I am never going to say that the UK is perfect, no matter how many threatening emails I get, right? That's just not my opinion. And that's okay. It's the same with being offline. I don't want to change parts of myself or my opinion or my thoughts or my things that I enjoy just to be more pleasing to someone else. It's really not worth it. If someone doesn't get it, if someone doesn't get you, that's okay. That person is not your people. You haven't found them yet, but they're out there. But the act of trying to please people so they will like you is so pointless. If that's not even the real version of you, what's the point? And with that, I had another tangent that is somewhat related. How about comparison is the thief of joy? What a great saying. And my God, isn't it true? Now, to be fair, a lot of these are about the internet because I am chronically online and it has been a real privilege to do this. And I hope that I can do this for many years. I don't think Adventures in Apps will be around forever because nothing is, but I am so grateful to be able to do this that I want to hold on to it for as long as possible. But with that being online, the internet is a great place, but it's also a bit bad, isn't it? And I have found, particularly in my 20s, I feel like it's a very 20s thing to do, is to compare yourself to what you see online. That's as simple as it is. And it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Comparing myself to people on Facebook, to people on Instagram, to people on YouTube, like any sort of online presence became so second nature to me that I didn't even really comprehend that I was doing it. Sometimes I'd catch myself feeling miserable and I wouldn't really know why. And so I'd be like, okay, pause. Why are we feeling like shit? And then I'd be like, oh, it's because I'm thinking about that post that I saw from someone and how much better they are than me. Or perhaps it was because I had just watched a reel like an hour previous and I was still thinking about how pretty and creative that girl was and how I am a disgusting trash goblin. It's so funny what your brain can do without you realizing. Let's just say that. There is literally no point. All of this stuff is fake. All of it, even my stuff. Because I don't post videos when I'm in a depressive episode or I can't stop crying or I'm in PJs, I can't shower because I just can't bring myself to do it and I'm having a terrible time, right? I don't post that stuff. But honestly, maybe I should because I think it is a good reminder that what we see online, what we consume, no matter what platform, it is edited in some way. Even this video, I'm gonna edit out all the pauses and the flubs, and like if I start saying like a thought and I can't finish it because I don't know where it's going, I'm gonna edit that stuff out. Even if it doesn't really look like this video is very polished. But here's my thought. Life is unique and beautiful and disgusting. And someone's perceived life is never what it's truly like. I think we all know that, but sometimes you have to actively remind yourself. And I have found that practicing, literally practicing being grateful has made such a positive impact against all that sort of negative noise. The more I think about all the reasons I have to be grateful about this Adventures in Naps space, about all my loved ones, about all the great food that I've had to eat recently, about like my experiences and my health, and this beautiful morning coffee that is still somehow warm. There's so much to be grateful for. And it's annoying how well practicing gratefulness actually improves my mood. If you've made it this far in the video, first off, God bless. How you doing? Good, I hope. Did you hear the seagull outside? A little bit of homework, a little exercise when you're laying in bed or when you're getting ready for bed, and write it in a journal or on your computer, or just say it in your mind. 3 things that you are grateful for. And if you do that repeatedly, it is shocking how much better you feel from a non-professional. So, just gonna throw that one out there. Hello, welcome to this side of the kitchen. Oh, can you see? Hold on. It's a long story, but basically I saw this image on Twitter. It is from a discontinued, like out of print British children's novel, and I loved it so much that my partner cleaned it up from a scan and got it printed. Isn't it gorgeous? His name's George. I've named him. The bear's name's George. And he's collecting oranges so they can all play cricket together. How English? I just can't. Anywho, I'm gonna stand like literally right in front of it so you can't even see it. Maybe I'll do this one down here. Ow, I just cracked my knee. Another thing I wanted to talk about while I was brainstorming this video, this came up, I wrote it down. I've actually had this quote written down for a long time. It is very early 2000s Tumblr era, which was me. I was a Tumblr girly. Anyway, this is really cringy, but I'm kind of banking on the idea that not many people are gonna last to the end of this video, so I'm gonna put it here. But there's a quote that I read that I saved for many, many years, and maybe you'll understand why. You are well within your rights to stand up, interrupt everyone around you, and say, this is not who I am, this is not what I want, I'm sorry, but you've mistaken me for somebody else. And I still come back to this so many years later. 24 years later. God. I think this in part plays to my recovering people pleaser attitude, but it also is kind of like a large backdrop to my life. The idea that at any point in your life, you can stand up and say, hey, you know what? I actually don't want this. I don't want this. I want something else. I'm really sorry, and go after it. And I think this is really appealing to teenager Alanna. This idea of like, the typical life would be I stayed in my hometown, went to school, went to uni, graduated, got a job, bought a house, got married, had children. The cycle continues. And that could have happened. And I could have been happy. I don't know. It never happened because I said, you know what? Actually, this isn't me. This isn't what I want. I want something else. And I'm really sorry. And here we are in England for the last 8 years. Now, my life in the UK is not perfect. And it never will be. Life just doesn't work like that. But it's mine. I made it. You know, I chose it. And it was many instances of having to stand up and say, actually, sorry, nope, I don't want this, I want that. And doing that over and over again to get here. And it's a motto that I still want to keep in mind. You know, your thoughts and your desires and your wants and your goals are always changing, right? And you always have the power to say, actually, no, I don't want this, really sorry. I want that instead. And get after it. I don't know, is that too like Tumblr? It might be, but that's okay. We're just out here talking. You can't tell anybody what I said. I don't know about you, but I feel like my 20s were very experimental. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. My 20s had like really high highs and really low lows, and it was messy and exciting and fun sometimes, but not always. It was just a messy, interesting experiment. And I feel like already my 30s are so much more stable. I feel like I know who I am better and I know what I want better. Not all the time. Sometimes, you know, we're still learning, but I feel like I have just so much of a better foundation. And I'm not like panicking that I'm progressing into my 30s. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited and interested to see where we go next. And I hope you'll join me. Anywho, wow, I feel like we've really gotten closer in the last however many minutes this video ends up being. Honestly, truly, thank you for being here, and thank you for changing my life. That sounds really dramatic, but that's the truth. Adventures in Apps has changed my life for the better. Even though sometimes we get caught up in the negatives, and there are negatives, it's just the joys of being online. It has been so fulfilling to do this. And when people reach out and be like, hey, I love your videos, or I watched your videos through a really dark time and it really helped me, or some people move to the UK and say, hey, I watched your videos, it inspired me to move abroad and I'm here because of it. And I just think that's life-changing for me. So excuse the moment of sappiness. Thank you for being here. Thank you for changing my life. I'm excited to see what is in store next, what we get up to. And I'm feeling really grateful and happy, and what else is there to say? All right, I'll stop talking. If you want to watch more videos, I'll pop one up here. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting me and my little channel, my little corner of the internet. I'm so grateful. Thanks for listening to this rant. And that's it for me. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!